Morning, y'all. It's Josh shipping out of PokeJacks. Happy Friday to you. I'm going to talk about some shipping and shipping supplies. I found a local place here in Jacksonville owned by, it's family owned and operated. It's been in operation since 2013. It looked like they have fairly good prices. I would even say better than Uline, and they would allow me to do local pickups. So I'm actually going to go over there today. I'm going to chat with the owner and see what kind of deals we can work out for shipping supplies. Because I'm telling you, buying from Uline gets old. Paying for shipping for that bulk amount of stuff I have to buy gets old. So I was pretty happy to find this place locally on Google. So I'm going to head on over there and check out what they got. All right, y'all. Just left Apollo Supply Inc. here in Jacksonville, Florida. It's a local business. Been open since 2013. It's awesome. All right. It is a shipping company. I will no longer be using Uline. So with that said, y'all folks out there, have a Pokemon business or TCG business or aspiring business owner, entrepreneur, look local. All right. Huge mistake. Not saying a huge mistake, right? Uline, great place. We all hate shipping. I have to pay an astronomical amount of money for shipping for the boxes that come from Uline. Definitely look locally, right? See if you have a local shipping company in your state or your city. It's reasonable drive. Luckily, this place, Apollo, it's kind of on my way home, so I could just run by there and pick it up. Don't have to worry about any delivery fees. Super easy, right? I put the order in via email. If they don't have it, they'll get it on order. If they have it, they'll let me know. I can say, hey, I come pick up what they have, or I just wait till the whole order comes in. Either way, they're super flexible. It is a family-owned and operated business. They've been in business for 13 years. It was a great experience. Keith, the owner, and his wife, Linda, awesome people. I went there and we chatted for almost an hour, just about any and everything. It was just a good experience. And I think that comes with, that local business thing. I'm supporting community. He's supporting me. Had a great conversation. And, just kind of building that bond. And, I really appreciate it. It's way better. It was way better, talking with him than somebody on the phone on Uline or something. So I told him, hey, you got my business from now on. The prices were fantastic. We even worked some deals out on some things that he just needed some boxes to be moved. And it's like, you know what, I'll take them. And he offered me a huge discount. It was great. It was a great experience. If you're local to Jacksonville and you need boxes, hey, look for Apollo Supplies Inc. Phenomenal local business. As we all know, shipping is a pain. I hate it. You hate it. It is an unfortunate necessary evil. For an example, it literally costs, here's an example here from recently. So shipping something from Jacksonville to Washington State, it was about $15, right? And it was I would say a relatively small package. I think it was a 6x4 box, and that's how much it costs. So, my flat rate shipping is, $10. I ate some of it, which is fine. I don't mind eating a little bit of shipping. It is what it is, part of the business. As long as I'm making a margin, that's what matters. I'm trying to move out of the realm of losing money. If I break even or make a little bit on the side, that's great. Tax season's over for me. I got everything done. Good positive note there. I don't owe Uncle Sam anything, so that's always a plus. Starting the business this year and learning as I grow, I definitely got some things to, step my game up on in 2026. But now I found a great local shipping supply company that I will be using that will save us a lot of money for 904 PokeJacks. And, it's quality product. So I'm excited to be partnered up with them. His kids, he was funny. He's like, hey, 904 PokeJacks, 904 Poke. He's like, are you a Pokemon guy? I'm like, yeah, Pokemon, TCG. Right now, it's, predominantly Pokemon. Maybe one day something bigger. I might open a store. I don't know yet. Still got to do this military thing. Figure out what I'm going to do when I grow up. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. A lot of lessons learned. Learning as I go. I'm just a dumb Timmy. I'm learning. I know Pokemon, but I don't know business, right? Every day is something new. Bless watching Noel, Rudy, and DJ. You know, DJ's really new, but I've learned so much more from him, and it's phenomenal. It's a great motivation. You know, I've watched a lot of Poke Andy videos, but I really like watching DJ and his take on things, and his positive drive in his business. And you know, some of his moves have, you know, I'm like, man, I should probably do that. I should probably do that. It sounds like a great idea. You know, especially the whole part about separating your business and your collection type thing. And I've opened up to buying more collections. You know, trying to buy at 75, 80%, and then, you know, trying to do 95, 90% on the other end. You know, Japanese is great, but not everybody wants Japanese, so I'm trying to get more English product into 904 Poke Jacks. Moral of the story, hey, if you can support a local business that has shipping supplies, look for them, right? Look for them. You might pay more, maybe a little bit more on the box itself, but you're saving tons of money on shipping. Like, tons of money. Like, shipping from Uline was like $200, all right? Take that into account. $200. That's a lot of bread. A lot of bread for a small business like mine. So look local. You know, entrepreneurs out there, look local. See if you can find local suppliers. I think in the long run you'll save some money. Like I said, up front, the box price might be just a couple cents more, but when you factor the shipping out of the equation, you're saving a lot. You're saving a lot. Like, I bought $127 worth of boxes. If I would have bought that from Uline, I probably would have had like $100, $200 in shipping, maybe. Don't quote me. I don't have, you know, pulled up in front of me or whatever. But that's just a good example. And, you know, you're supporting a local business, supporting a local community, and a great cause. But yeah, that's kind of my video for today. You know, shop local. Shipping sucks. I get it. But as a business, it's a necessary evil. Y'all have a great Friday. Appreciate the new subscribers. Gonna keep pumping that content out. You know, 904 Poke Jacks. Want to get bigger and better. 2026. You know, keep growing, keep expanding. You know, here for you guys. Anytime you got questions, DM me. I've had a few people email me or DM me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll talk to them. You know, I try to talk to everybody that sends me something or has a question about a product, or just to make sure I'm a legitimate type person. I'm not above that. You know, I don't typically entertain like, hey, the hookups. If you haven't bought from me, why would I hook you up with anything? That's just me. Besides that, I wish you all the best. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. And I'll chat with you all again. 904 out.